Well, I'm so deeply honored to be here, especially to have Secretary White present me with the award. He just said it's a great day in Chicago, and he's truly correct, because this is a day to celebrate all Asian Americans. And by the way, how good was that honor guard? Those are some good-looking kids. That's the future of our country right there. I also think that intro that you just read was probably written by my Asian mom, because it was an awfully long one. Well, it's a real honor to be here as we celebrate the contributions of Asian Pacific Americans, those who have enriched America's history and who undoubtedly will play a significant role in our future. And thank you, of course, to Secretary White for being such a continued supporter of this often overlooked community. Not only have you defended our country in uniform, not only have you protected our motorists on the roads, but you continue to be a leader in the civil rights of all of the underserved communities in this state. Thank you so much for your role. It's an understatement to say that the United States benefits from its diverse citizenry. The very nature of our country is one where Americans of different races and ethnicities come together to contribute to the rich blend of our culture. Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, known in short as AAPIs, are one of the many populations that contribute to this nation. Even as AAPIs have been part of American history, we are also an important part of America's future. You know, 150 years ago, it was Asian laborers who literally moved mountains with their bare hands and bent backs, united the nation from east to west with the continental railroads. During the Civil War, Chinese Americans fought in white units in the north, some in the south. Edward De Cajota, a Chinese immigrant, served in the Union Army during the Civil War and continued to serve for additional 20 years. Unlike other soldiers who were given U.S. citizenship after his service, he was not under the Chinese Exclusion Act, which made it at the time illegal for Chinese to become U.S. citizens, even after 20 years of service in the military. And of course, we are familiar with the heroism of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and the 100th Battalion of Japanese Americans during World War II. Even while their families were herded into internment camps and stripped of their constitutional rights and liberties, these brave Americans fought with a ferocity seldom seen before or since. We can also never forget our Filipino veterans who stood side by side next to American service members and helped us fight for freedom. We, of course, must always remember that we have had allies in this country from Asia. We had our Pathet Lao allies. We also had in Thailand, a nation that has considered herself a friend to the United States for centuries, going as far back as King Mongkut, who first reached out to our own President Abraham Lincoln, offering help during the Civil War. Asian Americans have proudly served our nation outside the military as well. Take, for example, Ambassador Gary Locke. His story is a classic example of the American dream. He became governor, and although he himself did not learn English until he was 5, he became governor and moved into the governor's mansion 1 block down the street from where his grandfather had served as a houseboy. And he is now the United States ambassador to China. This nation is strong, not because of our guns and our tanks and our helicopters. We are strong because of the ideas and values that built America. And most importantly, because of the people who honor the ideas and values of America, such as yourself and our own Secretary of State. The strength of our democracy comes from the diversity and character of the American people. And Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are needed to make our nation as strong as she can be. We have troops in harm's way today. Please keep them in your prayers. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. And always, God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tammy. And now we're going to present the honorees with their awards as they line up in front of the stage. Meenaji Manjur represents the Bangladeshi community. Cheng Et Sat-O represents the Chinese community. Dr. Manuel Escalona represents the Filipino community. Nirmeen Rajani represents the Indian community. Reverend Pintor Mariat Sitanggang represents the Indonesian community. Edward Kwan Han Rim represents the Korean community. Bonrod Bonyavong represents the Laos community. Representing the Malaysian community, the father of Eric T. Dr. Shautat Chandra representing the Nepalese community. Muhammad Sulaiman Hayat representing the Pakistani community. Dr. Shurkurt Sangkom representing the Thai community. Con Bu Tran representing the Vietnamese community. And they are each receiving the Humanitarian Service Award today for their efforts. Each of our awardees up here receiving the Humanitarian Service Award today for their efforts. You know, at these events, we always like to have the memories that our photographers get for us. But we always seem to have a plethora of photographers getting different angles, so that's what we're doing at this point. Everyone smile big, keep that smile on your face, hold those awards up high. You want to be able to send them. You know, here's the wonder of the internet. You can get on the computer this afternoon and send them around the world. So a few more moments for some photographs, and then we have a wonderful presentation for you to follow after these photographs.